It's now on CBS Sports HQ here at the Combine. Jermaine Johnson, the second from Florida State. And we were just talking about, before coming on here, just sort of a little bit of the outside noise. You do pay a little bit of attention to that. How much do you allow yourself to kind of get into that, and how does it maybe feel you?
I mean, especially at this point in my career, the Combine, you got to understand what the perception is on you outside of you, right? So just listening to that noise a little bit, but everything else, all the rat poison you want to tune out, but definitely what you're perceived as, especially from NFL personnel, is extremely important.
It's interesting because you're mild-mannered, but you have an edge, because we were talking just before about how the perception was that maybe you weren't playing against elite guys in the ACC. I think there are a ton of great guys in the ACC,
right.
But you came from Georgia. You balled out at Florida State once you got there, and then, as I was talking to you, you went to Mobile and went crazy. So tell me what that perception is, that chip on your shoulder that you have from the ACC, and then what were you thinking about when you got to Mobile?
I mean, you just know, a guy transfers from SEC to ACC because of a snap count. You think that he probably wants to go do something against quote-unquote lesser competition. I wanted to show that wasn't the case, and I wanted to show I could dominate the best of the best, and that's what I intend to do at the next level as well.
You did it in Mobile for sure.
No, he did it week one in college football, because I was watching versus Notre Dame going, oh no, this guy's a problem. And you were a problem for tackles and offensive line the rest of the season. I do want to ask you this. What did you take with you from your time in Georgia to Florida State? I assume you learned a lot. You applied some things that you learned during your time there.
Just how you really want a program to be run. How you hold other guys accountable, and how guys hold you accountable to a certain standard. And that's kind of what I brought with me to Florida State. And I hope that I left a certain impression there, because that's really all I cared about. I think God put us on this earth to serve, and that's really all I'm about. I knew all the individual accolades and stats and everything of that sort will handle itself down the line. As long as I come and I invest and I serve as much as I can at this university, I knew God would handle the rest.
So let me ask you about the games you played over the course of the regular season. Brady mentioned Notre Dame. What about NC State? Because Ike Ekwonu, by the way, he's no slouch in terms of ACC competition. He's pretty good. So tell me about going up against guys like that, and then also facing guys that were outside of the ACC and Mobile, and how, you were dominating the one-on-ones, you were dominating the team drills, and like what that did to make you better, and what you learned from going up against guys like that.
That's what brings the best out of me when I do go up against elite competition. I want to prove I'm the best out there. I remind myself that I'm the best out there. So going up against Icky and having that challenge and having my coaches say, this is a good matchup, and just seeing stuff, around. I was excited for that, and we came up short from the win, but, going against a player like him was refreshing. It's one of my favorite things to do.
I don't think a lot of people said that after they faced Ike Ekwonu. It was refreshing. So you must have felt pretty good about it.
I felt pretty good about it. That's why I chose to go to Georgia, is to practice day in and day out against like the best of the best.
Absolutely.
And, having Icky to play against it was pretty fun, to be quite honest.
What things are you still trying to work on at this point in time? What are you trying to improve upon and try to take to the next level?
Just be more consistent in my pass rush. My get off, that's the most important thing in a pass rusher. And I felt like I got away from that a little bit just because I was, that much better than some tackles. I felt like I could get away from that a little bit. Just reminding myself that, I am going to be a player in the National Football League. So, everyone's going to be up there in talent, right? So I have to be on top of my technique. I have to refine all of those things. From get off to having a pass rush plan all the time, to keeping my pad level low, to keep working hands, just refining all those tools in the pass rush game. And as far as run defending, I feel that I got that pretty down packed, but you can always get better at it.
So we had Darian Kinnard on from Kentucky, the left tackle, a few days ago. And the clip that came out of Mobile was the one-on-one at the end there. He is a great player. He looks like a house.
Right.
And sometimes I say this when we had the edge rushers come on here, one-on-one sort of give the advantage to the defensive guys. No defensive guy agrees with that. But just go through that and what that was like, and having all the teammates around you. And Darian, to his credit, daps you up afterwards, because sometimes you win and sometimes you lose.
Right. Just the whole thing about that is Coach Shep, the outside linebacker coach at the time of the Lions, he's now the inside linebacker coach. It was a competition drill at the end of practice, and he chose what he thought was the best guy to go up against the best guy, and I felt flattered about that, and I also felt like it was my responsibility to win that rep.
I think you won.
I hope I did, but it was pretty cool to go out there and feel that people had confidence in me, and also my teammates out there cheering me on that I only knew for a whole 2-3 days.
Absolutely.
Are you doing everything here?
I am. I'm just not bench pressing.
Okay, yeah, that seems to be a common denominator. As a former guy who actually did do the bench press, I'm shocked that they're doing the same day you guys are running and testing, but we won't get into that. Can you give us a hint at maybe how some of that's going to go? I mean, how the testing is going to?
I think people will be surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing is, I'm kind of already expecting big things, so I don't think you're going to surprise me unless you're like all of a sudden, a little further along in the 40 maybe than I'm thinking, the vert or something else.
I mean, that's kind of like the story of me, right? Like, people aren't surprised and they're expecting something good, but not something off the charts, right? And that's kind of what happened with the season.
Okay, so you're saying off the charts is what you're saying.
That's what I'm aiming for.
Wow, all right.
Jermaine, let me ask you this, because Boy MFA was talking about you have 8 weeks to prepare basically from the end of the Senior Bowl till here. Does it feel like you're just training for a different sport up till today, and then you get back to football? And do you think that helps you long term, or it's just part of the job interview process?
I feel like it's part of the job interview process. I'm a ball player. I play football, and a lot of that is physicality, and I can't really put my hands on anybody at the combine. I'd probably get in a little bit of trouble.
Yes, you would.
But no, it feels like you're getting ready for something a little different. And in terms of especially the 40-yard dash, like my technique and everything, the first day, I have watched the videos compared to even warming up yesterday. It was crazy. It was night and day, and like you said. So, I mean, it feels like you're getting ready for something else, but it is part of it, and you're just doing it.
This may be the last time he runs a 40, so you have the technique down.
You got to do it, yeah.
Sure, you have to worry about running.
Lastly, for me, and we'll let you go as we wrap this things up. So you're going through Indy this week in anticipation of the draft. For those that are in a place to be where you are as an elite collegiate prospect, what advice would you have for them to get to where you are today?
Thank you for the compliment. I mean, just have faith in yourself, and more importantly, have faith in God, because, without him, I wouldn't be here. My journey, it was bumping all around, all types of roadblocks, and, all I did was put what I can control in my hands, and everything that I couldn't, I put in God's hands, and, that was the ultimate gift that I could have gotten, because I was able to focus, and, I was able to maximize my gift that I was blessed with. So that's all I really say, because that's all you can really do.
All right, appreciate it. Best of luck this week, and thanks for stopping by.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.